dear student, myself Vandana. In last lecture, we learned about what is meant by system program. So what is mean by system software? Where there are two types of software, as system software and application software. After that, we learn about language processor. We see about various kinds of language processor like compiler, interpreter, then detranslator, language migrator. These are nothing but a kinds of language processor. Then after that we learn about the activities performed by language processor as program generation activity, and after that program translation activity, and this activity are performed by using a system program that is known as a language translator. Now today we see about fundamental of language processing. Now what is meant by language processing? The language processing is defined as analysis of source program followed by synthesis of target program. Means how we define the language processing activity? Analysis of source program plus synthesis of target program. Now this diagram shows the schematic representation of this model, as the source program is given to the analysis phase, and here by using the language processor, analysis is performed of the source program, and then that program is given to the synthesis phase. During the synthesis phase, synthesis is performed by the given code, and then it will generate the target program. And if some error is present in this phase, then that error is displayed here. In this way, we define the language processor. As we define the language processing activity as analysis of source program followed by synthesis of target program. Now, analysis of source program. In this phase, firstly we have to give source program as an input to the analysis phase, and the source program is what? Our specification of the program. So the specification of the program consists of three components like lexical rule, syntax rule and semantics rule. Means the specification of the source program consists of three different components as lexical rule, syntax rule and semantics rule. Now what is meant by lexical rule? In the lexical rule, it will identify that which are the operand, which are the operator, which are the identifier and which are the constant. This is identified during the lexical rule, means during the lexical analysis. After that, it followed by the syntax rule. In the syntax rule, it will find out the meaning of the statement. Means which statement it was. It was a declarative statement, it was an assignment statement, or it's an imperative statement. That we see in a later chapter. But we consider that in a syntax rule, it will define as which type of statement it is. And in semantic rule, it gives the meaning of that statement. Means it will generate the meaning of that statement. Let's see this by using an example. Consider that percentage profit is equal to profit multiplied by 100 divided by cost divided by what? Cost. Now when we see this statement and we have to perform the analysis of this statement, then how the analysis is performed? The specification contains three kinds of components: lexical rule, syntax rule and semantics rule. So during the lexical phase, it will say that there are different identifier, operator and constants are present in this statement, like percentage profit and cost. These are nothing but these are a identifier. Then equal to multiplication and division. These are what? These are the operator, and 100 is a constant. Means these operator, identifier and and constant are identified during the lexical analysis phase, means during the lexical rule. After that, it will give that statement to the syntax rule, means whether the statement is syntactically correct or not. So, in the syntax rule, the syntax analyzer checks the syntax of this statement, and it says that it's a assignment statement in which the left hand side identifier is percentage profit and right hand side expression becomes profit into 100 divided by cost. Means it will generate that the syntax is like the assignment statement. After that is given to the semantic phase, and in semantic phase it will generate the meaning of that statement. Means it will assign the value of this expression profit into 100 divided by cost to percentage profit. Means in this way the analysis phase is performed. The synthesis phase is generally concerned about generating the target program. Means considering that if the data is a data declaration statement, then how the data is represented in the target program. Otherwise, if the statements are imperative statements which perform some particular action, then how the action will be get performed on that statement. Means we say that the source program is given to the analysis phase, and after finishing the analysis of that source program, that code is given to the synthesis phase, and then the target code is get generated. Now we see that after finishing analysis phase, synthesis is get performed. So we say it's a multipass organization of language processor. Now in a multipass organization of language processor, we say that the language processor perform language processing activity by statement. Means after finishing first statement, it will take a second statement for analysis. Means now, but it contains some drawback. There are mainly two drawbacks of this statement by statement analysis. Means statement by statement processing. In a statement by statement processing, the first problem occurs that becomes a forward referencing. The first problem occurs is forward referencing, and second problem occurs in multipass organization, or we say a statement by statement processing as more memory required than available memory. Now, first we see one by one. Now, what is mean by forward referencing? Now, forward referencing means what? As we say that the language processing is performed statement by statement. Now, suppose considering that your program contains one statement like this: percentage profit is equal to profit into 100 divided by cost. Now, this statement contains the identifier as profit. Suppose this statement came first before the declaration of this profit identifier or the definition of this profit identifier, means we are using that identifier before declaring or defining this. Means considering that in C language, if we have to use any variable in our program, then firstly we have to define that variable. So like suppose here profit, suppose the definition of profit is long and then profit. Now here long profit is defined as the profit is of type long. Now when this statement occur before this one, then what is mean by this profit? What is the type of this profit? So the analyzer does not know the type of this profit. So we say that the entity reference came first before its definition or declaration occur. That is known as a forward referencing. Means we are declaring that entity's latter and we are using that entity first. Means here profit is used first in a statement and we are giving the definition of that profit later. So we say that here the forward referencing is occur. And how we avoid this forward referencing? By using a multi-pass organization, we avoid the forward referencing problem. And after that, the second drawback is more memory required than available memory. Now, how the more memory get required? See, when the statement by statement processing is get performed, at that time the analysis translator and the synthesis translator both are available at a time in a memory. So it will require a large number of memory. So we say that more memory is required. That these are the two drawbacks of this one. So the problem occur in statement by statement analysis or processing of a program to get handled in a multi-pass organization of language processor. And how it will handle these two problems? The first problem, forward referencing, is handled by generating the code like this. Means firstly, the first pass is get performed, which done the analysis phase of that program, and then that is given to the synthesis phase, and then it will handle the forward referencing problem, and then that will generate the target code. And the second problem is handled like this. Suppose we have to perform the analysis phase of the statement, then only the code regarding the analysis phase is stored there, and after finishing the analysis of the statement, the code is get removed and the synthesis code is get uploaded there, and that is used to synthesize that program. Is in this way the memory requirement becomes less.